1860s, as the Civil War raged, the D.C. area became a destination point for thousands and thousands of freed slaves coming up from the South. The story of what became of those slaves is really one of the most interesting and little-known stories in Arlington history. And to help us learn a little bit about this story, we have with us today Dr. Talmadge Williams. Dr. Williams was formerly the president of the Arlington branch of the NAACP and is currently chairman of the Black Heritage Museum of Arlington. Dr. Williams, it's a real honor to have you with us today. Here in Arlington, we are surrounded by so much history. I see it every day, but I feel like I don't really know much about it. And there's one area in particular that I've heard about, Freedmen's Village. Can you tell us a little bit about how it got its start, where it was located? It just seems as if it's such a fascinating part of our history here in Arlington.
Yeah. Be happy to do what I can to help you out there. Freedmen's Village started, like most of the things here in this area, from Arlington House. The Arlington House, that's where Arlington County got its name, and then Arlington Cemetery, and then Freedmen's Village. Freedmen's Village was located on the southernmost part of Arlington Cemetery, and it was built there by the federal government to house the freed slaves that were coming here from the South after the Civil War. We have an overabundance of freed slaves coming into Washington, you know, trying to find refuge for where they live, and etc.
Once they had received their freedom,
yeah.
Then they came to the District of Columbia.
Washington, D.C. to make sure they, you know,
exercise there.
Yeah, so while they were there were so many of them, so the federal government then decided they have to build a domicile for them, so they did. And they built it on the land, which was then Arlington Cemetery. It wasn't cemetery then, it was all property that then belonged to the Arlington House. This was all wooded area, this was all forestry, all right? So we cut out that portion down here and built the Freedmen's Village. Oh, wow.
Right? So it's right at the bottom of the hill to where the house is sitting.
Yeah, the house is up here, so it's down here on the southernmost part of the cemetery. Remember, it's down near Columbia Pike and the Pentagon over to your right.
Okay.
Yeah, And of course, these are naval barracks. They're still there. And we were right over the fence, right inside there is where the Arlington Freedmen's Village was located.
How many people lived in Freedmen's Village?
Well, we've calculated it was over 70,000 freed slaves moved through Freedmen's Village on their way to freedom. There were not 70,000 there at one time, but over a period of time, over a period of 30 years, they were there.
30 years' time, seen about 30,000 people, families, all located in Freedmen's Village.
Right.
And can you describe to us the everyday life of a person who lived in Freedmen's Village?
As we understand it, yes. They have lived in two-story homes, two families to each one of the homes, and they had their little gardens, and they had the church and the schools, and etc. They had their own little village. You could see them going around there.
Did they learn how to read and write as well?
Yes, they did. That was part of Sojourner Truth's job. She was there at that time, and she was the person who taught them reading and things of that type.
Oh, that's just fascinating.
Remember, these were slaves who didn't have control of the English language. So they had to teach them. They were there. And of course, then during the day, they had to go out into Washington, D.C. and work. Some did. Some others kept the gardens and things going there.
So there was some farming of the property, or I guess you would learn a trade.
That's correct.
And then go into the district to work, or move from one part of the district to the other.
Move over there, maybe take some of their things that they had raised, the vegetables and etc. They could take them across the river over into Washington and sell them to make money.
Oh, wow, that's fascinating.
Because it was out of the money that they made, they built Freedmen's Hospital.
Oh, wow.
And of course, the Howard University started as a result of Freedmen's Village.
So these are institutions that are still around with us today that are really part of the fabric of the community.
Yes, it was.
So we're going to take a short break right now, and then we're going to come back and find some more interesting aspects of history from Dr. Williams.